All right, how's it going? So, I just wanted to share something that I'm doing right now. I am in Mexico City, and I really enjoy my time here. It was much needed. And so, if you are like me, I need to get away because I'm tired of folks in America, to be honest. Like, I'm tired of the American lifestyle. It's just, I need a break from it. And I know every country has its issues. And so, I'm not, you know, acting like no country doesn't, but it's definitely a different vibe here. So this is this is like my window. So I'm looking outside my window here, and I'll show you my bedroom a little bit. Well, I don't want to show too much. My place is a little messy right now, but here's my bedroom. And you see we got like this green paint that we got going on. It's not my favorite, but it brightens up the place. And then here's my bathroom. And I hope I'm not too shaky, but I like my bathroom and I like my shower. Only thing I don't like, the lights are always changing colors. I'm trying to fix it, so I might ask the owner to fix that with the lighting in the bathroom, because I can't really do makeup in there. My makeup is already a little suspect right now. And I like this little area here where I can kind of sit out and have some tea or something out here. And I like my kitchen area. So this is where I cook. I have like a little, I don't know if you can see that, my little cooking area here where I can boil stuff. And so I got like a nice little kitchen setup here, and don't mind all this stuff on my table. So I got quite a bit of stuff on my table that I need to clean off. But yeah, this is my Airbnb, and then this is kind of like where I walk into my bedroom space. And this is like the little hall or whatever. And it's a smart Airbnb. So I really like it. So everything kind of turns on using my cell phone. So I use my cell phone to turn on my lights. I use my cell phone to access the my room and all that. So it's really cool. And so if you're like me and you need to just get out of the country for a bit, just to experience a different vibe, I suggest you do that. I enjoy my stay here. The people have been very friendly and very nice. And I think I think what also helps is that I speak a little bit of Spanish, not much. I'm learning as I go, but I'm using the Spanish that I learned in, middle school and high school to kind of help me get by. And then I use Google Translate, and I downloaded the app Google Translate to kind of, help me with everything else, right? So I'm actually learning new vocabulary and new phrases as I go so that I can build on my speaking skills. But it's nice to know that what I learned in high school is helping me out. It's definitely helping me out. And I just want to make sure that I respect the culture. And whatever city whatever country that I go to, I like to make sure that I'm at least learning the survival basics of the language of that particular country, because people appreciate that when you try. Even if you're speaking poorly, people appreciate when you try and they want to help you more, okay? So if you don't want to be looking like an idiot, or you come across someone who don't have time to speak English or don't have the energy to try to speak English with you, you attempting to speak their language may inspire them to speak English to you. So you might come across a person that's having a bad day, and you come across them and they may not be in the mood to speak English, but if they see that you're attempting to speak their language, all of a sudden they want to switch. Even if their English is not the best, they're going to make the attempt to speak English to you because they see that you're making the attempt to speak in their language. So it's really cool. It's something that you want to think about before you jump into any country. Learn the survival basics. At least learn how to say hello, goodbye, be able to order food, be able to give simple directions to the taxi driver, be able to ask for help, things of that nature. It really helps you out. And then people who were like, I don't want to deal with these foreigners. They just come over here to tour, but they don't really want to learn the language or get to know our culture. If you come across someone who may be feeling like that, and probably for good reason, because especially here in Mexico, we have a lot of tourists that are not taking the time to learn the language. And they expect people just to speak English to them. And that's it. And like, if you can't speak good English to them, they want to go and find somebody else. And the thing is, there might not be somebody else at that time that is ready to speak English to you or is confident to speak English with you, especially if it's a complicated situation. So please, before you jump into any country, take the time to learn the language, take the time to learn the culture. It really goes a long way. And you will notice that people want to go out of their way to help you, even if they're having a rough day. They will go out of their way to help you because they see that you're trying and they see that you're learning. And you're not just out there being ignorant. So yes, definitely come to Mexico. Please understand there is a water shortage going on here. And I was really concerned. I was watching a YouTube video. Her name is Rashida Dow. And I was watching her YouTube video, and she lives in Mexico, and then she travels about. And she mentioned how like it's not a good time to come here because of the water shortage. And I definitely agree, because the water shortage is really affecting poor communities here in Mexico. And you don't want to come here and contribute to the problem. But at the same time, I've noticed that, and I did some research as well. It's like an ongoing situation. Like it's something that's been going on for years, where there's just a water shortage and they have to wait until like May and April for rain and all that stuff. So it's not uncommon here to have a water shortage, and it's not uncommon for poor communities to have to access water in different ways that we wouldn't be comfortable doing. So just keep that in mind. If you do decide to come to Mexico, try to conserve water as much as possible. Please understand that there are people out here who don't have access to water. They don't have running water in their homes, and they have to either have water shipped to them, or they have to find alternative ways of getting water that may not be the safest and may not provide the cleanest water. So just keep that in mind if you decide to come to Mexico. But so far, it seems like everyone's kind of like going about their lives as usual, and they're getting their water however they usually get it, and they're just going on with their lives like the show goes on. But from what I've seen in the news, and there hasn't been much news coverage, you should check out Rashida Dow's YouTube video, because she really, is there something in my nose? I hope not. She really kind of goes into depth of how serious this particular water shortage is. I feel like I need to clean my nose. Hold on. She goes into depth about how different this water shortage is. It is a bit more extreme than usual because of the climate change. So I was going to cancel my trip altogether, but this girl ain't getting no refund. I'm not getting a refund. Like, the way my trip is set up at this point, well, before I arrived, I couldn't get a refund. Like, if I were to cancel this Airbnb, I would have gotten a max, not even $100. Like, and I paid quite a bit. Like, so I was like, I'm just gonna go because I've already spent this money. I don't have the luxury of just throwing money away. I just don't. I just don't. So I was like, let me go on this trip. If it's really that bad, I'll shorten my trip. I'll make sure I conserve my water, and I just, just make sure I respect the situation as much as possible and respect the people here. So just keep that in mind if you want to come here. There is a significant water shortage, and it's more dicey than before. I'll just say that. But again, people are going about their days as usual, getting their water how they get it as usual. All right, so I hope you liked my little tour. I might show you more later. I don't know. There's a roof area that I hang out, and there's a gym that I work out in every day. And so far I like it. And yeah, so far I like it. They also provide a little bit of light room service. They provide breakfast here, and they have their own like sushi restaurant. So, check out the Airbnbs in Mexico, and check out different cities in Mexico. I'm in Mexico City, but I am interested in like visiting Merida and other places around in Mexico. And I don't know, maybe I'll move here. I don't know. We'll see. I'm glad to be here. I like the energy of the people here. But I'm very aware that Mexico has its own issues, just like the US. But one thing I do like is that it's cheaper. It's cheaper to buy things here. The services are cheaper. But of course, I'm saying that because I'm coming here with US dollars, right? So of course, if I was living and working here, I probably wouldn't think that things are so cheap, right? So I'm speaking from a person that's coming from the US with US dollars. So if you are a remote worker and you're getting US dollars, this is like a really good place to work because your dollars are going to stretch. You're going to be able to save money, and really, if you're in debt, get yourself out of debt, like things of that nature. So if you need to move to a country that's cheaper and you've gotten some kind of business or some type of remote work set up so that you can leave the US, do it. Make the plan, do it, because at this point, you got to fight for your life. And if things are getting more expensive, and if you're like me who, is single and doesn't want all their money caught up in bills, you're going to have to do what you have to do. And that might mean leaving and going to a country that is cheaper for you specifically, so that you can reach your other goals and not be in this constant loop of just paying bills and not being able to afford to do anything else. Like, that's ridiculous. And that is not the American way. So if you need to go somewhere else, go. But that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to show you a little bit of my Airbnb where I'll be staying for I don't know how long. We'll see. But yeah, enjoy your day. Do some research. Look into some countries that you might want to visit or move to, and make sure that you do research on the culture and practice the language if it's a country that speaks a different language than you're used to. All right. See ya.